Check, check. Are we there? Hey, I think we are live. This is John Young with the Disc Jockey News and Disc Jockey News TV. We are going live tonight. I've got a special guest that'll be here in just a couple of minutes. We are talking, I'm going to zoom this in just a little bit. This is called Doing It on the Fly. For those who know me, I have children. I've got a few children, and this is one of those nights where, Dad's trying to get them on their way to bed so we can get to it and talk to you guys again tonight. And they just didn't want to cooperate. Oh, Dad this, that, got things going on here and there. So they're to bed. Night for them. School day tomorrow, and we are here to talk to you tonight. But I've got Brian S. Red. He is a writer with the Disc Jockey News. You've seen his videos online. I'm sure he's kind of all over YouTube. He's one of our contributors also on DJNTV.com, the website. If you haven't checked that out, pop over there. There are educational videos on that site. That's pretty much all it is educational videos. You'll be seeing our interviews and different things we are doing, talking about upcoming events, these types of interviews. Plus, down below are the links to all those educational videos. So check that out. It's designed, it'll work on your cell phone, it'll work on your iPad, anything that you want to use. So if you're mobile, sitting somewhere and you have time to kill, go there. You can watch some of the videos, learn a few things. It's kind of a cool site. But yeah, we'll be talking tonight about some of the upcoming things. Brian, of course, is a product. How would you say? He would be he represents ADJ. ADJ, of course, is a staple in the DJ industry with lighting, and they have their sister company, American Audio, that does some sound things. But Brian really focuses on lights. He's a club DJ, mobile DJ, who really has developed this really good reputation in the industry as a man who knows his gear, knows his lighting, and he does really cool things with his videos and such on that. So we'll be talking about some of the new stuff that's coming out from ADJ. They'll be showing a lot of it, actually. We did see some at LDI here in November, but they'll be showing a lot of it here in just, about 10 days? 2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, they'll be showing a lot of the new stuff at NAMM. That'll be down in Anaheim. The Disc Jockey News will be there, actually giving you NAMM. It doesn't open until Thursday, but we're going to be going in on Wednesday, sneaking in. We're literally going to have someone distract the guard at the door, and they're pretty big people. Distracting guard at the door while he's looking the other way. We're in, and we're going to be shooting video and showing you video from NAMM, and it's going to be kind of cool because we'll have a lot of information there that no one's really going to have until Thursday. Thursday will be the time when everyone else gets it, but we'll be there Wednesday, and we'll be bringing it to you. So, Brian, you're with me here. Just a second. Let's see if we can get both of us up. Say something, Brian. Let's see if you're up.
Something.
Hey, woohoo! We have sound. We have both of us on the screen. Welcome.
Right.
Welcome this evening.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Just kind of going through, talking a little bit about, we got to talking about NAMM coming up, and there's going to be some really cool things, and you're going to be at NAMM this year.
Yes, I'm coming in, I believe, Thursday and Friday for NAMM. Coming in the day before, and I think that's my scheduled time. I'll be at the ADJ booth most of the time.
Nice.
There.
Nice. So, and I was just getting into that. There's going to be some new things released. Have you gotten a chance to check to see some of the things that'll be kind of spotlighted at NAMM this year?
No, I'm trying to act surprised because I didn't go to LDI this year, so I thought, let's just surprise me. There are going to be some new things coming out on the ADJ side. I know I have heard that there are going to be some pretty cool things coming out from some of the other manufacturers as well. I am not at liberty to say what because I don't really know, but I've heard that there's going to be some cool stuff coming that's going to change things. I think what happens is, and John, you can probably, definitely attest to this, when you go to so many shows, you get a bit jaded sometimes. And you're like, where is this great new thing, Yeah. Because it all, like a lot of people will go to LDI and they won't go to NAMM, or they'll go to NAMM but they won't go to Mobile Beat.
Yep.
But I mean, just between now and the middle of March, I'll have gone to 3 different shows.
Oh man!
I'm doing NAMM, I'm doing Mobile Beat, I'm also doing Messe, Music Messe in Frankfurt, Germany. So I'm going to see the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
And yeah, every show you'll get a little new, this or that, but you get a bit jaded. So when something like really cool comes out,
Mm-hmm.
it's exciting. And there are some products. I have a catalog actually here,
Ah, cool.
an ADJ catalog from some lights that I got, and we're gonna see a lot of this stuff coming out at NAMM. A lot of the stuff that people saw at LDI is going to be at NAMM.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One of the we did a video on some of the cob lighting, but specifically the UV.
Yeah.
And have you gotten a chance to play with those yet?
I have not played with the UVs yet.
Oh
The last
my gosh!
is like UV bar. So
Yep. We've done some video on those, but yeah, that looks like that Canon that they've come out with. Oh my gosh, that looks very cool. It's gonna be interesting to see that when get a couple of them set up and see how much that'll flood their booth and such.
well, there's going to be a lot of fun stuff coming out. I mean, there's some audio stuff coming as well. Like I mentioned before, American Idol's got some pretty interesting speakers that are coming out. They're doing an 8-inch powered. Looks like it's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they'll be very soon. I'd like to check them out myself. I like the smaller speakers. When they get big, they're really not useful to me. But
yeah,
smaller side, I think more people are leaning towards that. So American Idol's getting on board with that and doing like 8s, 10s, and some of the smaller pieces as well. As far as the lights, I mean, I got some lights last week that I haven't even done a video on yet. Let's see. In fact, I have one right here. This right here is the GoPar 7X. It's like a, what do they call it? Megapower Tri-7, but it's battery powered.
Oh, nice.
So it's Go, and it's going to be less dough than the Wi-Fi stuff. So if you don't need Wi-Fi and you want to run color, but you want a nice Tri-LED, here's a nice bright light for you. So that video is coming real soon for me. That's the kind of stuff you're going to see, at NAMM, and it's out, it's going, it's shipping now. You know what NAMM stands for, right?
What was it? What was it
Not
again?
available, maybe May.
Not available, maybe May. Yeah.
Right. So a lot of times you go to NAMM and you'll see the stuff, and you're like, wow, I can't wait for this to come out, and nowhere near, actually releasing it. The DJ specific shows are very different because that stuff is a little more timely.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it soon or it's out. But NAMM has a lot of prototype stuff. They're kind of trying to feel out the dealers what they think of, the products. So they'll just put all kinds of stuff out there just to get a response.
Yeah.
And a lot of prototypes. So you never know what you're gonna see.
Yeah. Yep. That's for sure. So that was a Tri-LED in that you just had there. A Tri-LED with the
it's Tri-LED. It's got the lithium battery in it. Turn it on. Here, let me show you what I'm going to do. This is my big idea. I was talking to some of the guys at ADJ, and they're like, "You should demo this on a boat." I'm like, cool. Have you seen the weather in my state?
I was going to say, it'll be a boat sitting on an ice chunk out in the yard.
It's minus 17. Not only do I not own a boat, but yeah.
You don't have water either.
Great idea, Mr. SoCal. That isn't. Over here. This is just silly. Let me give me a second.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
I wasn't prepared for this.
Hey, that's okay. This is why we do it live, so we can.
What can you do with a battery-powered light that you can't do with a corded light, right?
Yeah.
Like, just think real hard. What can you do? Whether you should do it or not, what could you do? I mean, that's kind of the fun.
Oh, see, now I know you well enough when you say if you should do it or not. That's a loaded.
Is it practical? I mean, why would you want to do it? But that's not the point. Can you do it? It's kind of the cool part. All right, here. Give me just a second. I gotta adjust my camera. I came up with something that you cannot do with a corded light.
This could be interesting. The turntable. Oh.
I've just created a moving head with a Technics 1200 and this Go product. See, look at that. You could not do that with a corded light. Not for long.
Not for long, yeah.
If you had an extension cord and a lot of time on your hands to kind of, feed it around and twist it, you might be able to get a That's about it. So, yeah, that was my broad idea for a video I'm going to probably shoot tomorrow.
Yeah, and there's going to be DJs now who will see this tonight or tomorrow from that video, and they'll be like, I need to pull out the turntable for this. It's going to be awesome.
They're probably actually going to yell at me for actually doing that. Get those lights off the turntable. They'll say that. Probably more.
Yeah, that'll come from
people treat these 1200s like they're like Rolex watches or something. It's ridiculous. They're tanks.
Yeah,
you can
man. Drop them. You can bounce them. And they'll start right back up.
They're readjusting the camera there.
Yeah.
But I was out with my daughter getting some footage for this on Sunday night.
Uh huh.
Sunday night, I think we had a high of 4, -4.
Yeah, I was going to say it was below 0. I think you're there.
We got some really fun guerrilla footage of this light that I kind of just put in the can, and when I'm ready to go ahead and do the rest of the video, I'll use. We got some fun stuff, and I let her be creative. She's 16,
Nice.
so she was out with me. We were driving around like at 11 o'clock at night, doing what I call light bombing, just like finding something I want to blow up with light and bombing it with light. And the bomb thing, a lot of people are like, what do you call a bomb? If you're familiar with like tagging, that they used to do in New York, they'd take entire trains and they'd make murals out of them, and they lasted like a day or two because they'd sandblast them. They called that bombing trains. So I've got this concept that I want to start doing where it's light bombing, and it's so cool to do it with all these battery-powered lights. Before I was thinking, okay, we'll get power packs, do this and that. Dude, it's all battery-powered stuff. And I want to bomb stuff that's like, I want to go to Indiana and bomb stuff that's fallen down, or Detroit. Make something that's really ugly during the day, beautiful at night. I think that would be cool. Get like a crew to go out and just do this guerrilla bombing. I think it could start a trend. It would be fun. It's art for art's sake.
It would be an artistic thing.
Right. There's no real benefit from it other than look what I did.
Look what I did.
And that's, to me, that's fun. I mean, I like doing that kind of stuff. It doesn't all have to be, business. Let's have some fun with this. And that's one of the projects I want to work on. Spring, not now. Spring.
Yeah, maybe the spring.
Early summer kind of thing. And get a good group of people and be safe no matter what kind of neighborhood we go in. But I really want to focus on things that are like deteriorating, the urban decay stuff. That's what I want to bomb.
That'd be interesting.
Because, if you go around like, the cities, everything's uplit now. So it's like, but you uplight something that's like falling down, or some old factory, or, some old house that's just leaning and ready to go. I think that would be so cool. And then come up with cool ways to chase the lights and make it come alive. Just give it new life for art. I don't know. Way off topic. We're supposed to be talking about DJ.
Yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing okay.
Fun with stuff. That's me. ADD.
Yeah, we all have a little bit of that.
Not as bad as Jonathan Lewis, but I'm pretty bad.
Yeah, it hits all of us. It hits all of us. Well, cool. So yeah, we'll be at NAMM, Mobile Beat. So at Mobile Beat, what are you going to be in the booth then, pretty much, or what are you doing there for the a couple of days?
Mobile Beat's one of those weird shows. Mobile Beat, is like more of one of those end user shows where I don't like to booth because what I'm going to do, primary reason for me to be in the booth at NAMM is to absorb information.
Yep.
I want to hang out with Alfred and Marco and the product specialists for the lighting and just soak it up.
Sure.
Everything about it. And by the time I get to Mobile Beat, I won't have to do that anymore. I can stop into the booth and do things, but it's such an end user show. It's so important to spend time with people.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, sure, I'll do booth. I always do booth. But most of the time I'm roaming and I'm just talking to people.
Yeah.
And finding out what they have to say. And that's the most fun part about going to shows. Once you've seen the equipment, what's left? Well, it's the people.
Yeah, precisely.
And NAMM, it's like if no one ever isn't stroke mouth.
Yeah, no problem.
If no one has ever been to NAMM, basically what you have is everything. You've got kazoos, and you've got oboes, and you've got guitars, and you've got PA systems, and you've got all this. I think basically what I'm trying to say is that once you get to like a show like Mobile Beat, the expo floor is nowhere near what you're looking at NAMM. It's a relatively small expo floor, but it's about people, and it's about networking, it's about talking, it's about finding out, what other people are doing, what their ideas are, and maybe they've hit a snag somewhere, and maybe you can help them, or maybe you know someone who can help them. It's a networking show, and that's so valuable for us as DJs.
Oh, for sure.
So often, I think we just focus on equipment and maybe even money. How to make money, and there's a lot of that going around, and you need to make money, of course. You have to make money at what you do, but it's also fun, and it's something you love, and you're going to meet like-minded people at these shows, and that's what makes them cool. That's what I love about them. And so often, I mean, unfortunately, I'm spending a lot of time, and it's ridiculous to me, but taking pictures with people and all this. Once you get over that, and once they get over that and like, oh, Brian Red, I'm just a guy like you, then everybody can sit down and just talk and brainstorm and share ideas. And I love it. I love it. It's the best part of these shows for me.
Well, that's where I wanted to go next. Is I've been with you as we've been walking around in Atlantic City or Las Vegas, and you do have people coming up to you. Does that get old beyond? I mean, the inconvenience, but I mean, truthfully, does it?
It's one of those things where I'm glad I don't have to do it at home. I mean, nobody knows me in this city, and they should, because this is my market. Everybody, we want this guy as our DJ, but no, it's all these people on the West Coast and the East Coast and in Europe or whatever. I don't care. At first, it was kind of weird, but I'm used to it, and I definitely don't let it go to my head.
Yeah.
And it's very important to me whenever I meet someone out there who's maybe a little starstruck because it's the guy on YouTube. It's very important for me to like show them that I'm them. I'm like you. I'm not really any better than a lot of the DJs out there. I just happen to be making a lot of videos and being a lot more vocal than they are.
Sure.
I'm just like they are.
Sure.
You know, I make those mistakes. I have things to work on too. That's where I'm at. I'm not the best DJ. I'm just the guy with the biggest mouth, I think.
Sometimes that works. Sometimes that works.
And I admit it. And I've made a lot of friends, a lot of guys who, initially were all freaked out about me and meeting me.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, Brian, what's going on? Or just, I'll call them, they'll call me. You make friends. It's cool.
Sure.
It's nice.
Yeah, that's for sure. And so many people from so many different areas. I mean, as you mentioned, Europe. I mean, I have not been to Europe, but so many DJs now go to these conventions from all over the world.
Yeah,
and it's just
a very different animal over there. It's a very different animal, John. It would blow your mind.
Yeah,
and I'm sure we have some people from Europe watching right now. It's all perspective, and it's so cool. Like when you get over there, you have your DJ who might kind of be similar to us. I mean, they're playing different music and they're structuring things different. But then you've got these guys who are doing these huge productions too. Mm-hmm. And you throw a rock in England, you hit 5 DJs. It's just how it works. I'm sure I've written that before, but you do. Yeah. When you say I want to, separate myself from the next DJ down the street, it's literal because there is a DJ down the street, at least one.
Wow.
Probably in your apartment building, there's another DJ. Everyone's a DJ over there. It's a DJ culture. Mm-hmm. We don't really have that in America so much. We never really did. We were more the guitar kids.
Sure.
For a long time, we haven't really grabbed onto that whole DJ culture or grasped it. But it's cool. It's just a different animal. And even, I'm sure you see it too. I mean, we're in the Midwest. But if I go to Minneapolis, St. Paul, I mean, I'm seeing stuff that they're not doing here in Milwaukee. And what are we, 5 hours apart?
Oh, yeah. If that, yeah.
Take time. Let alone the West Coast or the East Coast.
Yes. Yeah.
Down south. I mean, in Milwaukee, it's different than how they do it in Chicago and 80 miles apart.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting to see what other people are doing. Maybe it wouldn't work for you. Maybe it wouldn't work for your market, but maybe it would. Mm-hmm. Cool stuff. It's really cool to listen to everybody and talk to them and learn from them.
Yeah, that it is. That's my favorite.
All about networking.
Yeah, my favorite part of the show is that whole family, and I've talked about in other videos, that family reunion feel when we're going to see friends and people we haven't seen for a while. Yeah,
or the uncle you really didn't want to see, he's there too.
Yeah, he is. And
he's usually there as well.
And he's the one that likes to hug and kiss. And
is he going to be cool this time? Is he going to be a jerk? I don't know. He's going to hang out with Aunt Betty and those guys over there like he always does. We'll see what happens. Yeah, my group's always kind of like, I always think of my group as the Revenge of the Nerds guys. All the outcasts are all hanging out together.
We're hanging out.
I like to take on the strangest, weirdest dudes that usually hanging around with me. Because I don't care, man. I love everybody. I'm not too cool for anybody, man.
Oh, cool stuff. Now, you said a third. You're going to be going to a third. NAMM, and you'll be at Mobile Beat. And you're going to be going to...
Music Messe in Frankfurt, Germany.
Oh, cool. You're headed off to Germany again. Nice. Yeah. Tell people what that one's about. Now,
got that information, I think, yesterday on that one.
What's that? What's Music Messe? What's that?
If you've been to NAMM, it's like NAMM probably times about 8. It's absolutely monstrous. It's monstrous. And there's actually 2 shows going on at once, and I still can't tell the difference between the 2 because they're all happening within the same convention complex. You literally are on a bus going from convention hall to convention hall. Mm-hmm. Like ADJ is in Hall 11, and you've got to take a bus to Hall 11 if you're like in Hall 5, because otherwise you're going to be exhausted by the time you get there.
Holy cats.
Yeah, and it's right in Frankfurt. And Frankfurt's kind of one of those weird places. It's kind of cool to go to. It's not a real good example of a European city because, well, how can I say this? We blew it up in World War II, so it's all new. It's not like this historic stuff that you think of.
Sure.
Think of Strasbourg or whatever, or even parts of Hamburg. I mean, yeah, we did. There's still some stuff in Hamburg standing, but yeah, they started over with Frankfurt. It's the financial capital of Europe. So there are skyscrapers, kind of like an American city that way. The train stations are still there, and you still, get that vibe. But it's this monstrous complex. It's real cool, and they've got everything. I mean, you name it, they've got it. All of the gear companies you've ever heard over there, and they're out full stop.
Oh wow!
Like the example that I give, like if you go, and I don't know if you've ever noticed, you probably haven't. RCF has a booth at NAMM. Have you seen it?
Yes, actually I have.
Okay. And you know about how big it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good sized booth. Last year they had a nice display.
Booth. I mean, if you had to guess, I mean, I'm guessing right now, I would say it's probably about 15 by 30.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark, I think it was.
20 by 30.
Yeah,
it's
20.
Like
20.
on the top kind of thing. So it's not bad, The RCF booth at Music Messa, or maybe Pro Light and Sound. Like I said, there's two shows going on at once, and I don't know the difference. There's Music Messa, Pro Light and Sound. But it's the same thing.
Sure.
It's the same kid. It's whatever. I still don't know. I'm not German enough to understand what the difference where it starts and where one ends and one begins. Yep. I don't know. But at any rate, the RCF booth there, it's bigger. It's a couple basketball courts.
Holy cats.
Yes. I've got videos of this up. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. You go in there, there's products that, they're not even talking about in America. And then there's a bar, like a huge bar. I don't know. This thing's probably 30 feet long, and they're just serving drinks. And they're smoking up in there, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Because they own it, so they're smoking, they're drinking.
Yep.
Doing business at the tables. There's like a lounge in there and all this gear, and it's really neat. It's just a difference, between what we do in America and what they do there.
Yeah.
And I would say that, ADJ representing over there, because, I'm pretty familiar with what they're doing. It's very similar. I mean, we're doing similar size things. They're doing the European feel with what they do over there. So the booth is designed different. And the girl who designs the booths over there is just fantastic. Her name's Bushu. She's a good friend of mine. It's a bang-up job. But, size-wise, about the same.
Okay.
With Elation and everything else combined. But, yeah, some of these manufacturers, they're not really going out at NAMM, but they're going all out at Messa. And they got the room for it there, so they absolutely do it. It's a cool show.
Wow.
But what's weird, though? I mean, when you go to NAMM, and if none of you have ever been to NAMM, you'll run into people, like famous people.
Yeah.
Because they're there. It's not really a general public show, so, like, who have you ran into at Messa?
Messa, but in NAMM I've been.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Numerous guitar players from different bands that, they're way over there, and the guys in the back where I'm at are saying it's so and so and so. I mean, one year they were saying it's a guitar player from one of the.
Oh, James?
I don't know. See, I couldn't.
Always there. He's walking around with his kid. He's always there.
See, and they didn't say Gene. That was my question, and they were like, "No, it's the other one." It's like,
Paul Stanley.
See, I couldn't think of Paul. I couldn't think that.
Yeah. Well, Gene Simmons is always there. I've seen Weird Al there. I've talked to Jazzy Jeff there. All kinds of people who came through. Sinbad, whatever. Bootsy Collins. I saw him walking all over the place last year. The funniest story I have about NAMM, as far as celebrity stuff, I was at QSC, and this was probably, this was way before my stroke, 09, 10, I don't know, something like that. And I'm looking when they first came out with the K-Series, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, well, and somebody behind me said, "What do you think?" I didn't turn around. I'm like, well, they look interesting. He said, I got a pair, and I've been using them for smaller gigs, like little, bars and stuff, and I like them. They work really well. They sound great. So far, so good. And I'm like, I ran out. It's like, hey, man, you have a good day. I'm like, cool. You too. And I just happened to turn around, and everybody was freaking out. It was Kenny G. Just like just a dude walking around, like no big deal. But when I go to Messe and Pro Light and Sound in Germany, that caliber of celebrity may be there, but I would have no clue.
Yeah.
And my big joke is, look, it's Johann Vanderschmoot. I mean, who's like, the bad guy in, Goldmember in the Austin Powers films. It's just a funny name, but I mean, I have no idea who these, or French or Bulgarian or Greek superstars are, but I know they're at the show, and I could be talking to them and wouldn't even know it.
Yeah. Most of the time, what happens at NAMM is I've got my a person doing video with me, and they'll come back later in the day and say, "Hey, did you see this? Did you see?" It's like, no, I didn't see that, man. So I have the worst luck when it comes to seeing celebrities at things. It's like doesn't happen.
Yeah, the guy who I want to see, and maybe this will be my year. And Jay Brennan, my pal over at Pioneer, is always kind of ribbing me about it, and he'll text me. But as you know, the phone service is terrible in Anaheim. I think Disneyland has like a blocker on phones or something. They've got some kind of evil mouse ear thing rotating around that blocks out all your phone signal because you cannot get signal at Disneyland. You cannot get signal at NAMM.
Yeah.
But every year, Dead Mouse comes to the booth and says hi. He doesn't stay long. And I've been wanting to just like meet this guy and take a picture with him.
Yeah.
But, I was missing. Met Crystal Method in their booth one time.
Cool.
I happened to be there for that, just a fluke. But yeah, Dead Mouse would be, and he's never done a set, but he just stops by. That's cool to see him. And they've got other people on their artist repertoire right now. I believe Paris Hilton, who we wrote about. I think she's a Pioneer artist.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's trip if she stopped by there. This is hot. It'd be a fun photo op.
Yeah, I'll have to get a photo of her and Jay together. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, a photo of me and her together. Or our legs wrapped around me or something.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Look, Mom, I'm so proud of myself.
But you never know who you're going to run into or see. And some people you've seen, like, why are they here? Why?
Yeah.
I mean, you got, who's that guy? He's a big black dude. He's huge. And he's in movies. He's got one eye that goes that way. You know what I'm talking about? Yep. I don't know his name, but I always see him at NAMM, and I don't know why. Maybe he played something or what, but he's always there. Of course, Stevie Wonder is a staple there. Stevie's there every year. And it's so cool if you can just catch a glimpse of Stevie walking past. It's one of the greats to me. Yeah,
and I heard I missed him by one aisle. Was it last year or the year before?
Yeah, I did.
Like, the crowd's going, and they're like, who's that? And it's Stevie Wonder. And it's like, where? And,
Right.
I'm like,
it's like, well, I didn't see Stevie Wonder, but he saw me.
Yeah, that works.
Sure he did. Yeah. I think you can kind of see shadows. That's what I've heard. It's not completely blind, but
anyway. And we're white enough from being in the upper Midwest that we glow. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, blind people can see us. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
No, it's going to be cool to get back out of the Midwest into someplace warm. I'm going to stay out in LA, NAMM. Even after that, I'm going to hang out, probably go to ADJ, do some work in the office, maybe some university videos, perhaps, and then some R&R time, and then I'm just going to drive out to Moby from there. So I'm not even coming home. Why? It's warm there, and I have no gigs, so I'm going to just chill.
Cool.
Stay with friends, the Beg Keys out in Inland Empire, and cook for them and hang out. I got a truck out there now, so it's nice. I'm not just stuck in one place. I can go where I want. I know my way around out there pretty good now.
Nice.
Visit people, whatever. I'm a big Del Taco fan. Everybody's all about In-N-Out burgers. I'm all about Del Taco. I'm telling you, it's really good stuff, and it's 24 hours. So I'll live off of that.
Nice.
Enjoy some downtime out in California.
Yeah, away from the cold weather. That's a big thing. Boy.
Yes. Get out of here, man. This is ridiculous.
It has been. Well, Brian, I think we're going to wrap things up here. We've got about a half hour tonight. I don't want to take too much time up.